Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If this is really true, and if it's going to happen, then I think we're going to have big, or major changes in Saudi Arabia and on a global scale. And I'm talking about Saudi Arabia, that oil-rich country, allegedly is keen to join BRICS and Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, that's not good. For some, it's good for others. That's a big risk that I think Saudi Arabia might take. On the other hand, sometimes it's good to, from a fight perspective, to infiltrate your guys in certain kind of organizations, so you're going to have a say in those organizations through your proxies. So if, let's say, BRICS admits all kind of country and it gets a lot of other entities, and they don't stay at Brazil, India, China, Russia, and South Africa, and then their voice will become smaller and smaller and smaller in the whole organization if you bring other countries, unless you keep the initial five, like you have the the United Nations Security Council. You keep it short, which are we are all equal, but some are more equal than others. Remember Orwell's Animal Farm? Yeah, the same thing here. Probably they will stay and say, hey, we are the initial fathers, okay, five, and the rest, yeah, you are, but it's going to be a special, this is the room for everyone, this is the room just for us, this is the room just for that, they have committees and all that. Because BRICS is going to enlarge with Iran, I don't know North Korea yet, but Argentina wants to go in there, Algeria wants to go in there, now Saudi Arabia, Turkey wants to go in there, and there are other countries that are already applied for. Egypt wants to go in there, applied for it. So all these countries coming in. Now, BRICS is the developing economies organization. So the West, the rich guys are supposedly rich, excluded from this. And you can say that this is an organization that looks for the frustrated and the oppressed, if you know what I mean. And oppressed by whom? The ones that are excluded. So if Saudi Arabia really joins this, could be the Trojan horse or one of them, or really is going to trigger a little quick, fast, swift regime change in its kingdom. We'll find out. Remember, Saudi Arabia, I think, still has U.S. military bases, I think. If it doesn't have, it's under the U.S. still, this. Because I think how their understanding was between the United States, or the West, particularly United States, and the House of the Saud, the king, the family, the Saud, say, okay, you're going to be the kings here, you're going to be the rulers, and we're going to take care of you and protect you from other guys who want to be the rulers, but you're going to be our rulers. I think that's what I read. You know what I mean? I think you can find this understanding, and they supported the House of Saud against other houses of other groups. But I'm not too deep into the internal affairs of Saudi Arabia, but I know at least this one. So let's move on here with this article. This article comes from the Bad Russia Today, RT, February 13th, 2023. Saudi Arabia keen to join BRICS and SCO envoy. Moscow's ambassador to the kingdom says Riyadh is looking to diversify its foreign policy and its currency in its oil transactions. And that's another dangerous red tape situation. Saudi Arabia is interested in joining the BRICS group of the world's 5 major developing economies, as well as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, according to Russia's ambassador to the kingdom, Sergei Kozlov. The 5 BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, currently account for more than 40% of the world's population and nearly a quarter of global GDP. Meanwhile, the China and Russia-led Shanghai Cooperation Organization, a regional security bloc, includes major powers like India in its ranks. I think Iran wants to go in there too, and I don't know if it's still there, and Turkey showed interest. As part of the, I'm quoting, as part of the diversification of the kingdom's foreign policy, Saudi Arabia is keen to join such international associations as the SCO and BRICS, end quote, Kozlov said on Sunday in an interview with RIA Novosti. According to the ambassador, I need some air. The possibility of the Gulf nations' membership in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is being actively discussed. Opa. Not good for some. While the idea of joining BRICS is under consideration. And I'm quoting, in general, the willingness of our Saudi partners to become an integrated part of these multilateral organizations, primarily the SCO, seems to have a good prospect, end quote, Kozlov said. And same, read more. Saudi Arabia ready to ditch dollar in trade. No, it's not to ditch, it's limit its influence, because they said they will, as I said before, diversify their currencies. They will sell their oil, but probably the United States is going to send a few missiles around and show them what they need to do. Show them the direction with the missiles. Earlier this year, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that, and I'm quoting, more than a dozen nations had expressed interest in entering the BRICS group. Algeria, Argentina, and Iran have reportedly asked to join BRICS, while Bangladesh, Egypt, and United Arab Emirates and Uruguay are members of its new development bank. Egypt already sent its application. I made a video yesterday reporting that on an article saying that. Argentina's potential accession is supported by China, according to several sources. Bahrain, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Egypt, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Sudan, Syria, Turkey, and United Arab Emirates, Venezuela, and Zimbabwe, woohoo, my friends from Zimbabwe, have also shown interest in becoming BRICS members. So that's not good news for our partners, how they say partners. And I don't know if that's, I mean, it's one thing to have the intention, and then the other thing is to really do it, and the other thing is to really accomplish and be, how should I say, to stay in it. Because all these things could happen, but then daddy comes home and kicks your butt and sends you in your room to clean your room. And then, you know what I mean? So if this world would run and function the way that we're told it does, you know, each country is independent, sovereign, in making its own destiny, decisions, then yeah, there would be no threats, no nothing. You're okay, well, if you want so, I'm going to come and offer you a better deal. I'm not going to come and say, if you do this, I'm going to, No threats, blackmail, and so on. Competition. That means I'm going to give you something. You don't come to a guy that you do business and he's doing business with someone else all of a sudden, and you say, well, I'm going to come and destroy your, I don't know, your building, your business. I'm just going to do something to your business. I'm going to, if you discuss with that guy and you don't do business with me. That's not how it's supposed to work. We know it's not, because it doesn't work this in our free countries. But all of a sudden, when these guys are upset, they're losing, they try to change the rules. That's how you do. You go to your neighbor or the business that decided to have some interest in other people's business, and you go, okay, what do they offer you? Or whatever, this is what I offer you. I offer, let's do this business, I give you this a discount, you give me this, I have blah, 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 blah. And if my offer is more appealing as an interest for my business and myself, then I will make business with you or with both. You can make business with both in the same time. The problem is you have here some guys on a global arena that think that no, you do only business with me or with whom I tell you you can. And then they say about rule-based world order. That's a rule-based world order that you are extracting yourself from this one. And I mentioned this many times, and I'm pretty sure you met this kind of people in your life. When you play a game, let's say you play Monopoly, And when you play Monopoly, you're like 5 people, 4 people, I don't know, something like that. And all of a sudden you have a sour loser somewhere. You always have them. And not that we like to lose, that would turn into masochism. You know what I mean? No, it's just you lose, you win, you understand it. And besides, it's just a game here. And you have a sour loser who starts to throw a tantrum and change or try to change the rules to fit his particular situation he is right now in, to win. And if people around him are weak and not want to say fuck off, and if that guy is continuing, you do like this with the Monopoly and say, now what? You know? I mean, you're an idiot, let's be idiots then. Is that what you like? And when I'm going to end up fighting right here for a stupid game? Yeah, basically, that's the way they are. So, you have this person who likes to change the rules according to that will benefit him on that circumstance. Because if the same rule will benefit someone else 3 minutes from then, he would disagree with that rule. He would say, no, that rule is not working anymore. Why? Because it's not working in his interest. So these people are these guys right here. They go around the world and say, oh, rule-based world order and freedom, democracy. Every country is sovereign and independent to make its own decisions. And when it's reality and they're losing because they're not good at something and you're not the best in everything, let's put it this way. See how nice I am? I'm not saying you suck or something. We all suck sometimes. Sometimes we shine. The worst thing would be if we always suck. Now then, that's what you should do. Improve yourself. That's all. You don't try to eliminate competition by, if you know what I mean. So here you go. If that would be the case, Saudi Arabia and other countries would have no problem doing that, because if it's in their own national interest, it's fine. But somehow history tells me that things don't work that way, even though we're told they do. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.